Today is Labor Day, 1966. I'm sitting here in my Ocean Beach pad looking out at the ocean. A whole mess of surfers out there, a lot of people on the beach. It's just a beautiful, relaxed day. Right now it's 4:15 in the afternoon. There's been very little action here. I'm just waiting to see what develops. I might possibly end up at the Black Sheep tonight to see our friend, the spaceman. You know, I've known this guy, Clint Carey, since April 15, 1963. That's over 3.5 years ago. At this point, I think I can count somewhere between 25 and 30 times that he has been in jail for various and sundry misdemeanors, and maybe, possibly, yes, as a matter of fact, 2 felonies. One of them he got out of. The other one he's got to go to court on the 23rd of September and face charges. The first 6 months of this year, he was a pretty good guy. He lived like everybody else. He got himself a job as assistant chef in a famous Pasadena restaurant. Didn't have a drink for 6 months. He went to AA meetings twice a week. He was doing very good. His wife was with him, Maria. They purchased a piano, stereo machine. He was making about $170 a week, paid back a lot of his debts and his bills, and was getting along fine until right after the 4th of July, I believe it was. He called me on the phone. He says, "Oaks," and I hadn't heard from him for 6 months, and I knew that he was all right. When he drinks, he calls me, collect from Los Angeles. I says, "Spaceman, are you drinking?" I didn't really have to ask that question. I knew that he was by just the tone of his voice and what he was talking about. He says, "Oaks, life bores me when I'm sober. I just don't enjoy life at all. It's boring." He says, "I can have a lot of fun when I drink, and who knows, I may not be here too long, and I might as well have a good time while I'm here." Well, that was that. He came into town, created all kind of scenes, and believe me, he lives and has a ball 24 hours a day. He never sleeps. Maybe 2 or 3 hours a day he'll sleep. For a while he was sleeping under the boardwalk beneath the pier in front of my house. Then I let him sleep in the rear end of my car in my back seat. He couldn't come in here to sleep because when he leaves in the morning before I get up, he takes most anything he wants. His fingers are very sticky. He's not a kleptomaniac. He just steals from me all the time and others. Well, to make a long story short, if you can, about the spaceman, he, well, you see now, it seems as though one morning he went down here about 8 o'clock in the morning and got some barricades and barricaded Newport Street, set up his easel right in the middle of the street and started painting with a seagull feather, held up all the traffic in the Ocean Beach here. Well, he was thrown in the psychiatric ward of the county hospital. 2 days later, he was out again. Within the next 4 days, he was back in jail for 24 hours on a charge of grand theft and regarding 2 diamond rings worth $700. He talked us way out of that. He's been in jail a couple of other times, I believe, that I can't quite recall, but I know he has been. He has many brushes with the law. In fact, he seems to beg them to put him in jail. And then, about 2 weeks ago, he's back in jail again. He stole $100 cash out of this girl's house that lived next to him over in the alley there by Narragansett Street. Noon the next day, he was in the Honda agency in Pacific Beach, put a deposit of $50 on a Honda motorcycle, went to Ozzy's music stores, laid $10 down on a trombone. That's when he was picked up. He had $39 in his pocket, so the young lady got all of her money back, but he's got a grand larceny charge against him. He goes to court the 23rd of September. In the meantime, Pat Oakley, who was working at the Black Sheep, where business has been rather bad, called me on the phone. He says, "Suppose we get the spaceman out. We'll bail him out. John and myself. John's the fellow that's part owner. We'll get him a lawyer, get him off the hook. We'll put him to work out here painting his beautiful pictures in our nightclub. We'll do a little advertising about the great spaceman of Ocean Beach being here. They thought it would be a wonderful shot in the arm to get business out there. I advised against it because I says, man, this cat's too hot to handle. You can't handle him. He runs the show, and that's all there is to that. Well, they bailed him out anyway. The bail was $1,100. John, I believe his last name is Anderson, put up $110 bond. Sure enough, he's too hot to handle. He kept everybody awake all night. He doesn't go to bed. John just called me now, and or rather Pat Oakley just called me. He says, what are we going to do with this guy? He's up all night. He's bothering everybody in the apartment house. We're going to be thrown out if we don't get rid of him. What do we do with him? Well, I'll read right now Frank Rhodes' column about Spaceman, Friday, August 26, 1966. Quote, Frank Rhodes, the spaceman of Ocean Beach is in serious trouble. He is charged with burglarizing the home of a neighbor and was held in the county jail, unable to post $1,000 bond. Thousands of little children will suffer when I'm in here, Spaceman told Judge Robert O'Connor in municipal court yesterday morning. It's a cinch life will be duller for them. An Ocean Beach housewife told this reporter, Spaceman is, well, he's like a Pied Piper. The kids on the beach just adore him. He told them exciting stories about his years in outer space. Spaceman's real name, though no one ever uses it, is Clinton Beveridge Carey. He is 57 years old and, in appearance, a bald Kentucky colonel, except for his clothing. In court, he wore a gay red sports shirt, thong sandals on bare feet, and a cream-colored skin-tight jeans preferred by high school boys. They were hitched up at the waist with a necktie. He toyed incessantly with his white goatee and mustache. The Ocean Beach housewife recalled that Carey appeared there about 5 years ago. Actually, it was 3 years ago. He had been a musician, she said. He claimed that one day, between jobs, he was taken into outer space by a spaceman and remained there for a long while, becoming one of them. Actually, he said he was there 2 days. An arrest report by police patrolman T.L. Blackledge charges that Spaceman crawled through a window at the apartment of Cynthia Shark, 5062 and a half Narragansett, last Sunday. She was frightened and fled, but later missed a radio and a can of bug spray and went to Dean McCarran for help. He lives at 5058 and a half Narragansett, which is also Spaceman's address. The officer's report says McCarran received the radio after hearing it playing in Spaceman's apartment. He got the bug spray back, too. Spaceman's apartment also is his studio. He is a painter of the modern school, and his work is not widely understood in Ocean Beach. The housewife said, the picture he gave my son is just blobs of paint, but it's interesting to look at sometimes. Officer Blackledge's report says that on Monday, the day following the alleged burglary, a bank book and a purse were returned to Cynthia Shark, but $100 was missing. Blackledge said the purse had been given by Spaceman to another of his neighbors, Diane Patterson, 5052 Narragansett. Spaceman was quoted as saying he found the purse and 5 $20 bills in the alley near his apartment. Further investigation developed that Spaceman had made a $50 down payment on a Honda motorcycle and a $10 down payment on a slide trombone. He had not taken the merchandise, and the money was impounded, along with $39 found on Spaceman at the time of his arrest. Attorney Bob Baxley is defending Carey without fee because, he said, everyone in Ocean Beach likes Spaceman. Baxley asked the court to certify his client to a hospital for psychiatric observation, but Judge O'Connor denied the motion. Spaceman himself rebelled against the proposal. I'm a doctor and a surgeon and a psychiatrist, he said. I am not insane. Spaceman twirled his mustache. I might need a little psychiatric treatment for amnesia. I have been doing some medical experiments with LSD and I'm suffering from side effects. "What else do you do?" O'Connor asked. "I also play the trombone," Spaceman said. He placed his lips to the courtroom microphone, blowing guttural sounds over his tongue and sliding an imaginary trombone. The imitation was good. Despite his popularity with youngsters, Spaceman a few weeks ago was fined $50 and given 60 days, suspended for using profanity in the presence of women and children. He remembered this clearly. "I think after a few days in jail, we will find he's a lot more intelligent than you think," O'Connor told Baxley. Then the judge set a preliminary hearing for September 23. Until then, Ocean Beach kids not already given space numbers by Carey simply will have to wait. He told O'Connor his own number is 007-XIB over Lily 2. Then a day or two later, Rhodes had this in the paper. Clinton Beveridge Carey, the Ocean Beach spaceman held on burglary charges, gave county jail officers a list of citizens who might supply his $1,000 bail. All of them turned out to be children. And then, following that, a few days later, we have this by Frank Rhodes. Clinton Beveridge Carey, the Ocean Beach spaceman, was bailed out of county jail pending preliminary hearings on house burglary charges. He was sprung by John Anderson, co-owner of the Black Sheep Nightery in El Cajon, where Spaceman opened last night as a stage attraction. He'll paint his way out modernistic pictures, tell tales of his years in outer space, and toot his trombone, unless the regular musician there, Pat Oakley, can keep him from it. Dash. Fat chance. And that's about the size of it. Spaceman, as he tells everybody, is a great genius, and he runs this show, and he does things the way he wants to do them. I'm going to keep a little record of what happens from now on for the next few days. Oakley just called me a few minutes ago, and Anderson also called me, and they said, "What am I going to do with this fellow? He's up all night. He's going to have us run out of our apartment house. We can't handle him." I said, "Well, that's what I said. I warned you to leave him in where he was safe from everybody for a while. Let him really sober up." Of course, Spaceman doesn't get drunk. He just drinks his cough medicine, which is mostly Tokay wine, and stays quite mulled and takes over the world. The entire world is his playground. He makes his own rules and his own laws. He's quite a character out this way. He came into my house the other day with he had a new haircut. Somebody had given him a haircut. He's very bald all over the top of his head, but they had cut all around the back of his head just like they'd put a bowl on his head. Not only did they cut his hair and make it look like a little band of a hat around there, but they shaved his head, and on his chin he has about a 2-inch white goatee, and now he also has a goatee on the back of his head. And to enhance that scene, he pasted a little 3 celluloid multicolored propellers on the top of his bald head, and as he walks in the wind, those propellers go around, and it's quite a sight. He said, "Oaks, I'd like to shave. Do you mind?" I said, "Well, go ahead and shave." He put much too much lather on his face. His face is just loaded with lather, and I thought he was going to shave, but instead he walked right out the front door, walked right out onto the pier, got an old stick, and started shaving out there, and for the next half hour, you never saw such a show. He had 100 to 200 people there on the beach looking up at him, and he was really quite a clown. He was shaving with this stick. He was eating the lather. He went through a tremendous show. He came back in and says, "Oaks, I believe I made those people happy out there." I says, "Well, I guess maybe you did. Who knows?" But I'll record tomorrow what happened tonight. I'm going out to the Black Sheep myself and see his actions, see what he's doing out there. In the meantime, I'm lending a couple of his pictures that will go on television tonight on Regis Philbin's show. We'll see what happens. I'm sure that it'll be slightly interesting.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, meeting them all for the very first time. His name is Clinton Carey, but he is known, especially in the Ocean Beach area, as the Spaceman. Got a nice answer. Spaceman. How are you, Spaceman?
Oh, I'm fine,
Right over here and sit down.
O.B. Viva victory.
Okay.
Made out of the can again.
Okay, good. Good to see you. Listen, I've been hearing a
pretty
lot
good to be out.
about
The food was awful lousy there, you know.
food where, Spaceman?
In jail, in the county jail.
Were you in jail?
Terrible.
What were you in jail for?
Oh, well, they say that I stole something, but I've never stolen anything all my life. My record is clean as a little child. I'll have you understand.
Are you out on bail now?
Yes, yes. Someone was kind enough. He owns a nightclub called the Black Sheep. Oh, which reminds me, I'm the black sheep in my family, so it's quite a club.
That's right, the Black Sheep Inn did pay you out.
over there. Yes, I'm entertaining over there.
You're entertaining. What do you do over there, Spaceman?
Well, I play trombone and do a little painting and
Sit down, sit down.
and many things, many things.
Yeah. Listen, is it true you've
I'm
been...
very unpredictable. You never know what I'm
Oh, we know that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to outer space?
Oh, yes, yes, many times, many times.
And what's it like out there?
Oh, oh, it is so fantastically beautiful that it almost staggers your imagination. It takes the breath right out of your body. Wow, wow. Wow.
But I mean, Spaceman, are there people there?
Oh, yes, yes, there are people there, yes. Then again, they're so fantastically beautiful that you can't hardly stand the sheer ecstasy of this tremendous experience.
Spaceman, I understand you make space sounds. Sounds that came from outer space?
Well, yes, I do on occasion, but...
Would you do a couple for us?
Not in public.
Oh, come on, come on.
Oh, well, not
Just
in
a
public,
few,
please.
just a few.
Oh, not in public, please. I think it's quite out of place.
Why?
Well, this is a private matter, of course.
Just between you and the space people?
Yeah, oh, yes. You see, we communicate, you know what I mean? We communicate, you see.
Through sounds.
Through sounds, yes, which come in on what is called color vibrations, and it's called color telepathy. What a vibration. I got a side reaction there.
Boy, we all got a reaction too. Listen, Spaceman, just one little sound. Just one.
All right, one. Beep.
That's it, huh, Spaceman?
Well, that starts out with small beginnings and ends up a lot louder than that.
Where are you from originally?
Where am I from? Well, what do you mean, where am I from? I don't know where I'm from. I'm just a spaceman, that's all I know.
How long have you been here in San Diego?
Well, I've been in this area for, since April 15th, 1963, that is. Right.
That's about 3 years now, huh?
Oh, yes, somewhere in that vicinity, although I don't believe in time, you see.
Yeah.
Or space.
You're timeless, aren't you?
I'm timeless, yes, and ageless. That's why I have so many young friends.
Where did you come from, Spaceman?
Well, let us say that I met myself coming back as I was going out.
Before you came to San Diego?
Well, I was doing some murals for our late president. Our late president, he was so late that he didn't get in, you know. Up in San Jose, California. William Nolan.
Oh, you mean the fellow who ran for governor?
Well, yes, he tried to, but unfortunately, the Orient caught up with him.
You were doing murals for William Nolan in San Jose, and what made you come to San Diego?
Well, I have a friend down there. His name is Judge Bob O'Connor, who's a very good friend of mine. And, I like him because he's Irish.
He's not handling your case, is he?
Yes, he's handling my case. That's why I like him. And, well, I guess I have to like him. He's handling my case, you see.
Yeah.
And it is an awful case.
What are they
Believe me.
charging you with?
Well, I've been charged with grand larceny and burglary, grand theft, and a few other minor counts.
You got a few charges going against you then. Now, when is this trial going?
Well, I have a very good attorney, so I'm not sweating it out at all. She's a very good criminal attorney, and she's very good looking too. Unfortunately, she has a husband, though.
You spent most of your time in Ocean Beach, right?
Yes, you see, I ride a surfboard once in a while, and my secretary, whose name is Bill Herr, you know, he's quite a surfboard rider himself, you know, and he gets way out himself sometimes, and he's tried to hang 12 on a 14 there, and met himself coming on an undertow, that is, without mermaids around.
That's the worst kind.
Oh, it was awful. No women.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes, I do believe it is. I do believe it's unbelievable. You know, really, really, I am so beautiful, you see. I'm so beautiful. I'm so fantastically beautiful since I've had my experience, that is.
Your outer space experience.
Yes. When I get up in the morning to shave, you know, I take a shave, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, my, oh, do I have to fall in love with myself all over again every day? Oh, it's very difficult, but I'm getting used to the same because I'm so beautiful. I'm beginning to enjoy myself.
Do you teach little children how to smoke?
Well, what are you saying?
I'm
Right over
asking
the
you a
air?
question.
Are you trying to get me in
Frank
trouble?
Rhodes told me to ask you that question.
Frank Rhodes told? Well, you tell Frank Rhodes for me that he can go to. I can't sit here, but I think he knows what I mean.
But you, that's
Hello, Frank.
That's completely malicious, right?
What?
That's completely malicious, that rumor?
Oh, yes. You see, I wouldn't teach a little kid how to smoke. It's so violent. Of course, I leave cigars and cigarettes around. They steal them. I can't help that, can I?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, of course not.
That's how it all
happens. Of course not.
We're going to be right
Yeah,
back in one moment.
right.
Don't leave us now.
Here, honey. These things are nothing now, inconsequential.
We're back with the spaceman, and he's acted the same way during the commercial as he has when we left him. But here are some of his paintings. He's doing some artwork out at the Black Sheep Inn on Bradley Street in El Cajon.
Oh,
Now,
yes, I'm doing
this
quite
is
a
not
ghastly
bad at
scene
all.
out there.
But what does this mean, spaceman?
Well, that's a mandala. I did that for the singer Patti Page, you know, the one that sings like a, you know what I mean, a crow.
Yeah.
I mean a lark sheep.
All right,
And,
fine. Now, what about this one down here? This is
It's a painting of her soul.
Who bought this one?
This one here, let's see, which is upside down.
Is it upside down?
Where's my matter? I don't know which is upside
Is this
right.
upside down or not?
No.
Doesn't make much difference as far as I can
Oh,
see.
yes, it does. Yeah. My signature's on the bottom. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it's that way. Wait, you sure that's right? Well, let me look. I got it down.
Guy's weird.
Oh, yeah, yes, I see my signature down. Very good, very good.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's right. That is called Sonny. Sonny.
Sonny? Stand over
Sonny,
here,
yeah,
spaceman.
Sonny. Yes, Sonny.
Why is it called Sonny?
Well, it's called Sonny because they have a little boy up there on this planet, a little boy. And he is so endowed with the principle of love, L-O-V, that he spends all of his little life picking fruits off the trees there and giving it to the peoples, that is.
I see.
Self-sacrifice.
So he's a nice little boy, isn't
Very
he?
nice. And the most peculiar part is, you know, this new tune that's out called Sonny?
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine by the name of Tony Lopez wrote the lyrics for this tune and dedicated it to me. So now they are calling me Sonny. Oh, Sonny. You made my day complete, Sonny.
Isn't that sweet?
Wasn't that sweet of him? I was very deeply touched, I can assure you.
All of us are. Okay.
Oh, I do.
Now here's
I can't see them. Where
yeah.
are they?
Now what is this?
Light. What?
That's the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
You mean turn it around like this?
Oh,
I
yeah,
see.
that's back. This one, that's back.
Well,
Yeah, you
frankly, I like the back a little bit better.
You upset
All right,
beautiful.
so this
I
is-
mean back, excuse me.
But you know, this all looks to be like drawn from a figure. It's all freehand.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's highly intricate work to be
Yes,
freehand.
that's very interesting.
What's the name of this?
I did it in between a couple of cups of coffee one morning. And,
What's the name
I
of
did
this,
it real fast.
spaceman?
What's
the
it's
name?
called Symmetry and Spheres.
Mm.
Wasn't that a beautiful name? Oh, wow.
It's very, very good. You've got a lot of talent.
See, on this planet there's no sunlight, no suns up there.
No
like we
sun
have.
at all, huh?
No, so they have these things, they have thousands of these things, circumnavigate the planet in orbit, perfect mathematical precision, and equipoise. And they soar around and govern the tides. They have no moons there,
Mhm.
no full moons.
Yeah.
So the lady's not in trouble or anything. And so anyway, it governs all the tides, the winds, and the air, the conditioning, and so forth, you see. Did I say that?
All at once. Well, anyway,
Oh, wow.
spaceman, listen, it has been a pleasure meeting you. Really.
Oh,
And we're all going to go out to El Cajon,
overwhelmed.
the Black Sheep Inn, and see the spaceman in action
little
here.
old black sheep.
But really, I've heard a lot be It's been delightful meeting you. We'll be right back in just one moment. The audience and I just talked it over about Spaceman, and we agree he's really a character.
Well, that was the interview on Channel 8 last night of the Spaceman by Regis Philbin, and I think you'll agree he is quite a character. I rather hope that Judge O'Connor heard this or saw this last night. It might help out the Spaceman when he goes to court on the 23rd. Clint is coming by this afternoon. He wants to hear this tape, and I'm sure that he will have a few words in regard to this program. We will tape it, and I'm sure that will be equally as interesting as the interview itself. Well, Spaceman, now that you've heard that tape, well, what did you think about the interview last night? Oh, my God, there's Larry Horning. How about that? Charlie Caudle's sitting here. Spaceman's here. So, here comes Wally. How about that?
Skin dad. I'm all right with you.
Go ahead, man.
All right. You got it on? You got it on?
Of course it's on.
I'm a spaceman. Next I'll be with the truth, standing here at Oaks Pad Down on a Sunday afternoon after I made my television debut with one of the world's greatest squares by the name of Phil Bean. Phil Bean, excuse me. I mean, Phil Bean. Phil Bean. I still have laryngitis because the man had his corner ring. He tried to cop my whole goddamn show, but I didn't cop out, that's for sure. We have a strange character just dropped down from outer space, and his name is Larry. And he ate shredded wheat one day, and he's got a shredded wheat mustache. Oh, wait. Now, where's the interference? No interference. Excuse me. Oaks Recovery is going to take the show out of my hand with this man. Now, Larry, you'll have to wait. Keep your goddamn shredded wheat out of your teeth there. You don't like hair in the teeth, you know. All right, Oaks, take over.
Well, saying it lightly, that was our beautiful Spaceman making a slight speech there. How you doing, Larry?
Fine.
Everything all right? Well, that was Larry. I think he's a little tired. Spaceman's out doing himself here. He's supposed to be out looking for an apartment. What are you going to do about that apartment? If you don't get that, a place to live tonight, you're going back to jail.
Well, I don't like the goddamn food there. I don't like that vertical cement there in the county jail. The county jail stinks, the county stinks, and the goddamn county sheriff stinks. O'Connor stinks. The district judge stinks, and every goddamn fuzz in the county stinks. So what are we going to do about this goddamn big stink? That's what I want to know. That is.
Well, Spaceman has just launched a program of support your local fuzz.
Thank you, sir.
Is that all you want to say? You want to say anything else before I turn this thing off?
Oh, yes, I have a few more words to say.
How'd your leg get all swollen up like that? What the hell did you do?
Well, I'll tell you. This goddamn stupid son of a bitch, whose name is Pat Brown, which is an illegitimate bastard in reverse, who runs this goddamn state in a very, 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 very unintelligent way, that is. He built a goddamn fishing pier down here and it went 45-degree angle in reverse. Not my fault because I swiped some of the plans out of the engineer's office one morning. You didn't know that, of course. But that was just before the day that I drove my car out the end of the pier there. And this goddamn stupid stooge, the assistant engineer, kicked me off the goddamn pier for running my Buick out there. And I had to put 80 miles an hour to get in reverse there, and there was no rails on the pier. I didn't know I was going to be a mermaid or a flying fish for a while. But when I did get back down, you know, the goddamn 3 little white and black jackrabbits, and I wasn't in the mood for rabbit for breakfast, no. They were there waiting for me. He said, "Spaceman, what were you doing out on that pier with your car there, since it's against law?" I said, "Sir, I want to be the first man in history to ride on a crooked pier on my car. Oh, excuse me, it wasn't my car. I forgot I stole it. I stole the car. Oak, I'm gonna arrest you." They arrested me at this point, and they put me on goddamn stupid food, and I haven't been quite the same since. I've been nuts, because all I feed you is sunseed flower seed. I've been nuts because I've been eating sunflower seed all these months, and I think I'm about ready for the psycho ward, Oaks. Take it over.
That last statement, I will buy that. And the second to the last one, I'll buy it too. You are a nut. I'm sorry I gave you my tie now. Say goodbye to the people.
Ottawa. Ottawa.